Okay. So, hello there again, ladies and gentlemen. For game number two, for what we're casting on here, we have a Nostro and a very plain white on the left-hand side of the map for our lovely Cirrus Major, one of my good favorite maps. He's placed his factory, I think, a little bit badly because he's placed it away from the mechs in an awkward spot. It's like an odd slot, but he's going first land factory. He's been building our natural power, and they're both seeming to do the same thing, except they're two different races. And it looks like Blast Shield's got the nice, favorable Cybran with a nice, dull, mellow gray.
Mellow gray, yeah.
With
I
a nice
like that
dull
color.
mellow
Yeah,
gray.
that's absolutely mellow gray. I mean, color didn't bring too much luck last game, but um,
Looks like any color but gray is the fashionable way to go this tournament.
well, let's see about that. Both players starting really similar here. No surprises. Land factory, standard build with two pigeons, and then some Mass Extractor
Look at
and
how many
stuff.
pigeons this guy's made. He's like, no air factory, just nothing but pigeons.
And he's skipping the two starting Mass Extractor. Gonna build them, take them later with
Oh,
an
Nostra
engineer.
making a mistake here. He started walking with his commander all the way up to the max.
He just wants to make sure that this Mass Extractor, this Mass Extractor looks so good. Let's have a closer look at this. It's taking some glorious 2 mass per second, or per tick even, up and down. So he didn't want to miss this moment, and
He wanted to be right next to the mass extractor, built very slowly.
yeah, looks like he's diverting his engine, away to reclaim a little bit to make up. Get some mass here extra. Well, but still, he's actually making the air factory. He just had it all organized and set up. Engineers build power, commander build air factory. Everything perfectly organized here. Both players use start reclaim a little bit to boost their start. And making some...
Nostra's commander's still walking. I don't know why. It's still just... he put it to assist.
Yeah, that happens. If you put things on assistance, they will always walk close.
Yeah,
Little
I thought
trick
he
you
had
can do
put it
to
to...
avoid that is to order in repair command instead of assist, and then you won't
Exactly.
walk close to it. But it's not gonna hurt him too much. Interesting to see how boss players make some little micromanagement things to deal with their slight economy problems that arise from
knowing the map.
imperfections in the build order. Like Blast Shield bossed his engineers building power.
And he still
Presumably
hasn't
because he didn't
re-enabled
have
them.
mass. No, he did.
Oh, no, he
just
did.
waited
No, he
until
did,
you
yeah.
have enough mass, and he ran really far away from his spawn here to get this factory up. It's
Quite a far distance. That is very true. It's more fashionable to be a little bit closer, more to what the south core max, and then you'd build. What is it? You can build about 3 on the top side. I know the bottom on the left side. It's a little bit weird because there's only a certain place where you can place 2 of them, and you have to walk a little bit of a distance to get the third one down. But I know it's more fashionable just to do 2 and just walk up there on the left side. And that's what I usually do, and I just build another factory down in my core maxes when I'm playing left side, because left side Sirtis hasn't been fixed pretty bad, unfortunately.
yeah,
We have a
scout
nice
coming up from
aggression
Anastra. Not sure if you saw the bomber from Chilled. Bomber
Oh,
going
they
around
both
the
went
side,
double
but
bomber though.
the bomber might be spotted by this strategically placed Ceylon from Anastra.
It might.
and-
Nope, it's way out of range. It's going to see the scout.
Gonna see the scout, yeah. What will that mean, right? Just a lonely scout coming, who knows? So there's a bomber behind it or not. Otherwise, land aggression very, very non-existent, I have to say. Bomber micro going up from Anostra, and he's like, let's take this engineer. Oh, no, maybe the other one, and he's actually dropping.
he's gonna get
That
one.
looked really weird here, but nothing to say against this. Other side
No,
also
no,
engineer
that's
coming
true, that's
down.
a nice try.
2 absolutely perfect bomb drops here. Bomber micro.
Oh, a bomber just killed 2 engineers on the bottom side. They're sitting right next to each other for Blast Shield's bomber to just pick away. Oh my god.
And he's not
two.
stopping yet.
Oh my. Okay.
It's Cybran Bomber, only one. But
It's a Cybran
so
bomber.
4 kills already for Chilled, while Anostra sitting on 2. Even so, 2 quite important ones. The one on the base doesn't hurt too much, so slight advantage for Chilled here with this bomber. Got more out of it. He's not even done yet. Another one going down. That's starting
There's
to
the
hurt.
MT. Yeah, the NT's gonna clean it up, but Bomber's almost paid off for itself. What does it need? Like
You mean
seven
it
kills, I
almost paid
think.
off? I think it paid off more than enough.
Oh, really? Is it like 3 kills?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
wow.
two bombers, like two NG kills, but
Oh, really?
the coast is not really that important, right? Even if you just kill one engineer, that's
That's a
less.
lot of build commands, yeah.
It's not the necromancy. It depends where you kill the engineer, right? Because what hurts is not the cost of the engineer; it's the time that you need to replace it. So if you kill an important engineer, that's going to expand. Like if you think about it, this bomber from Chilled killed the whole 7 mass extractors from the expansion right now. Because the engineers are not gonna build it. And that's exactly what Anostra did to the other side as well. So both been denied their expansion for a while. And that's a real benefit from the bomber. It's not really the cost of the engineer in most cases. But continuing to look at this guy, while both had some medium to great success with bombers on land, now slowly aggression coming in from Chilled, and looks like he is starting to build up a quite impressive amount of land factories, at least if you compare to Anostra.
Oh, definitely. And also hasn't expanded at all, unfortunately, because I guess he just doesn't have the APM, and then not only that, but it's also the thing that about the time. Oh, he started a land factor at the bottom there near his mountain peak, and in between his other 3 core max expansion.
He seems to be a bit confused, but it might be also the fact that he did 2 Tech 2 Mass Extractors so far, working on a third one.
Oh
And
my
he
gosh.
deems it such an important project that his commander is going to personally oversee the production of this Mass Extractor.
He already has 2 max extractors, but he only has 5 P-gens.
Oh no, he's going
gonna be
away now.
max
Yeah,
level.
yeah. He just realized. You're not telling this guy anything new. He started building up new power generators now instead of this mass extractor. But still, why
And
building
he has their
factories?
factory running. He's gonna be. And he
Yeah,
has a radar.
that can't look
Yeah,
good for him.
Probably not. And then the commander from Blast Shield running all the way down the map. He's not even gonna let him get anywhere near out. Here's his second expansion, his second expansion.
Yeah, Blastshell is putting some real aggression here, while Anostra is still like majoring in economics, building some power here. Blastshell just taking over this half of the map and is like, yep, that's mine now. And
I'm not gonna let you get anywhere.
I'm not sure if he's even gonna stop here. That's certainly not usual, but doesn't look like he has too much resistance.
Not at all. It doesn't. In Astra, it doesn't seem like he knows how to play either Seraphim. Well, I don't even think he knows how to play Seraphim because a lot of people don't. And people are like, oh, they give Seraphim a very bad rap, but all you have to do is compensate a little bit for Seraphim, and that's what I keep on telling people. I've played Seraphim for the last probably like 200 games. Not only learning how to play them, but also just expanding on my already known knowledge for them. Sure, they might be missing some special units and different tiers and whatnot, but you can compensate. You just compensate with either 1, economy, or 2, outproducing your opponent. And that's how you play Seraphim. You just brute force because of its lack of quote-unquote diversity.
Well, he's trying at least to get some economy lead here with his Tech 2 Mass Extractor. Might be not the best idea. Even so, unwalled Tech 2 point defense coming up on the right side. Still gonna be somewhat of use here, but generally quite a waste to build a point defense without walls. But Chilled seems to be rather content on the right side, and on the left side, not too much has happened. Some bomber engagement going on, and also there, Chilled being rather happy with what he achieved so far.
I'd be rather happy if I had 4. My apologies. I'd be rather happy if I had 4 expansions and my opponent only had 1. Do you know how much economy I'd have? I'd have all of freaking Anostra's economy and then some. Anostra's just lacking on power right now. He's heavily deficient in power. He's even seen that in pauses.
Yeah, he cancelled his ambitious plans to build 5 power generators with his ACU. To move his ACU to the front, probably starting to be a bit worried what Chill is up to, but he did not send any other build capacity to build power, so he's running his complete economy on his beginning power, and he went Tech 2 with that. He did pass his air factory, which is always a good idea if you stall power, but it's not really a long-term solution, and also this Tech 2 mass extractor costs quite a bit of power. Even so, in terms of tech, at least, not sure how he managed to do it without power, but he did manage to get Tech 2 just slightly later than Shield, so not behind on the tech front. Even so, I don't see any Tech 2 unit coming out yet. Looks like he invested everything into this upgrade, and it's actually making Tech 1 units out of his Tech 2 factory now.
And we have Tech 2 factories. We have one Tech 2 factory, sorry, for Blast Shield, but he already has 2 rhinos. Yeah, he already has 2 rhinos, a third and a fourth on the way, along with a set of flaks. So then that flak is going to prevent any air snipes of any kind from his T1 air factory. And then we have a T1 point defense unringed, like you said. Just how much use is going to be is minuscule.
Well, maybe it's a plan to disguise it, because you're so used to see point defenses with walls around it that if you see an unwalled building, you maybe don't really consider it a point defense, and you will just run in because it's just some advanced mind game here. Commander standing off each other here. I think Chill is actually somewhat risky with his ACU. In his position, he might not really want to use his ACU to win the game, but that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to walk straight up into Anastra's face and be like, yep, I have Tech 2 units.
I'd do that too if I had this much aggression. I mean, if I had this much thing, I would... To be honest, I would probably sit on my laurels. I would end up sitting there, ecoing up, making sure my opponent has no chance in hell. I wouldn't even risk my commander's true, but if you scout enough, it should be fine. It shouldn't matter that as long as you scout enough in every position, in every portion, and you're paying attention, you can do this kind of aggression. All day, every day, man. That's all it is scouting. Like, people just don't scout.
Another Tech 1 point defense coming up here without walls, but Anastra is starting to fix his energy problems. Getting a Tech 2 Pigeon, how the heck can he afford that? He already got 2 energy storages as well, and he's ecoing at the same time. It's, this guy has some magical source of energy somewhere.
Exactly. That's a very good point. It's just... Oh, he has a chicken bot. Gonna go deal with these... Hopefully for him, gonna deal with these 5 Mantis, because you don't want that getting your base.
Yeah, should be able to, unless the Mantis run away, but seems like Shield has attention elsewhere. Also, Nastra has spotted this little proxy base from Shield that's just spamming out Tech 1, maybe not gonna do too much here, honestly. I think if Anastra cleans this up, then that's a pretty bad investment from Shield.
But it's away from his commander. His commander is sitting in the middle of nowhere. But Blast Shield is running face first into these 2 T1 PDs.
Yes, he's just disguised. The 1 point defense are working.
Yeah, no,
but now the Tech 2 army is coming in, it's following, and this are about 6, maybe a bit more Tech 2 tanks, supported by a lot of small Tech 1 metal.
He needs to pull back his army right now if he even has a linking chance to actually get out of this, because it's over. It's over. He shouldn't have moved his army, because that immediately just pings to me, oh, your commander's sitting there and not running backwards, or not running straight down towards there with your army. I mean...
I'm moving back now, maybe a bit late. Probably not going to... but to be fair, Nostra is still full HP, and Chickenbot is coming in, and a couple of really good overcharges as the Tech 2 Pigeon is done 2 energy storages. Compared with... paired with the Veterancy, I'm not even 100% sure if Anastra will die to this.
He might make it out of here if he gets another good few overcharges in.
Yeah, he has 32 of 40 Veterancy, 38 now. He only needs 2 more kills.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. He can almost get out of it. Oh,
holy shit! And he just got the Veterancy, and this is everything Chilled had, and he is following. Or looks like he is not allowing Anastra to get out of range. I think he's gonna... Anastra needs to try to block him off with the factory to get out of the fire range.
Way
but
he can get out of it.
I think he's not aware that he can do this. That was much closer than it should have been. And just think about it, if Anastra moved his army back a little bit earlier, then
it would have been tied.
It would have been a tie. Maybe it would have been actually more than a tie. He might even win. So
that was closer than I thought it was
underestimate these overcharges.
Nice. That was some nice few overcharges. This is a one good show of how overcharges can almost save you the game, and or even win you the game of all things.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like Shield was so much ahead because of the map control, but if you take into account this Tech 2 Mazak structures, and it kind of evens out a little bit. So he was behind a little bit less than it looked like. If you negate the Tech 2 advantage with overcharge, then this was not a 100% lost game, as we saw.
Well, for the most part, as long if Blast Shield was microing correctly, of all things, he would have kept his
Well, you know,
ACO in
if
front
this
and
wouldn't
then
be an under
blocked.
1500 players,
That would have been over, obviously. Yeah,
then this would be a different game, but
that was very close. That was nice. But here, I'll be right back.